Hey my friends, how's it going? It's Ultimus, and today I want to talk to you and share with you the Feral Druid Artifact Weapons, the Fangs of Ashamane. Now, a couple days ago we went over some of the Feral Druid skins and looks and all that good stuff, and it was fun, and it was great times. Don't know why it's not loading. Apparently there's something wrong with the website. That's okay, since we've already gone over it. Now, none of these really have any icons attached to them, actually embedded in the page, but as the skills pop up, you're able to see them. So, it confirms to me that they are there at least. Whether or not this is final, obviously this is still beta, so that's yet to be determined. But I thought it'd be fun to go over them and take a look at them, because Feral Druid is a very interesting and terrifying class to me, and they're fun to talk about. As of yet, there is no equip effect yet, so we won't be able to talk about that. But that's okay because the talents are there, and that's kind of what I care about the most. So let's go ahead and get right in. Ashamane's Frenzy. It's a instant on a 1.25 minute cooldown. Unleash Ashamane's Frenzy on your target, causing your claws to swipe the target 15 times over 3 seconds. That's very, very fast. Causing 20% of attack power times 15 possibly. Damage plus an additional 40% of attack power. Bleed damage over 6 seconds. So it is another bleed, essentially. It's going to be that upfront damage and then the continuous damage afterwards with the bleed, and it does award 3 combo points. Razor Fangs increases the damage of Rip by 5%, 10%, 15%. Tear the Flesh increases the damage of Rake by 5%, 10, 15%. Yes, read that right. Sharpened Claws increases the damage of Swipe by 5, 10, 15%. Ashamane's Energy. Tiger's Fury generates an additional 5 energy every 1 second for 3 seconds. An additional 15 energy when you have it fully decked out every 1 second. Cool. So just pretty much flat damage buffs right off the bat here, like in the first initial talents. And then Hardened Roots. Your bleed damage will no longer cause entangling roots to break. Holy butts. That's strong. Like, that right there is a big deal. Because, I mean, as of right now, essentially in game, you got a bunch of bleeds on you, and the bleeds can break that CC of those roots, which can be very life-saving. That's scary. Entangling roots is some serious CC if you don't have a trinket for it. And you're just not going to be able to break out of it. Like, you can't rely on wow, okay. Like, I don't think that's broken, but that's definitely very, very strong. And that's actually very terrifying as a melee class. Just stuck in that. And you're like, well, okay. Man. Honed Instincts increases the duration of survival instincts by 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Feral Instinct. Berserk also increases all damage dealt by 5, 10, 15%. And then we're getting these 2 talents just right here in the center here. So we can't really skip them. Open Wounds. When you rip a target, the Fangs of Ashamane will tear the wound open, causing the target to take an extra 100% damage from your bleed effects for 5 seconds. Wow. I mean, Ferals are already all about the bleed damage anyways. Like, you're not necessarily... I mean, aside from the fact that Ferocious Bite is insanely overpowered right now in WoD, you're not really going to do a whole lot of other damage to the target aside from your bleeds. Like, I mean, they don't do no damage, but the majority of your damage is going to come from those bleeds. That's where your pressure comes. And then, of course, your finishing move is your big executing. Wow, I just totally blanked on the name, but we literally just said it too. Ferocious Bite. That was completely dumb of me. I literally sat there for 15 seconds trying to figure out the name of that skill we just said. You know what I mean? Ferocious Bite is your big finisher. It's your attempt at an execute, essentially. But most of your pressure and your damage is going to come from dots. And I know good Feral Druids are able to manage multiple dots on multiple targets. And so the spread pressure can be insane. Shadow Thrash. Thrash is a chance to release part of Ashamane's soul, causing all enemies within 8 yards to take 150% of attack power shadow damage every 0.8 seconds for 3 seconds. Cool. It's weird that you're getting shadow damage, though, now, too. I mean, I know they're doing this with a lot of classes, but... it's strange because, I mean, Feral Druids are all physical damage and bleed damage. Like, bleed damage is, depending on how they change it for Legion, bleed damage is its own unique thing. It doesn't act as physical damage. And so the fact that it's its own unique thing makes Druids very, very special and unique. And not like in the I'm a special snowflake sort of way, but, like, they're actually very unique as a class and a spec. And so, but the fact that they're getting shadow damage is very interesting to me. Protection of Ashamane. When you leave cat form, you have 100% increased dodge chance and armor for 5 seconds. Oh. Shape-shifting into cat form will cancel this effect. Oh, that's kind of cool. So once you pop out of cat form, maybe to like heal yourself, heal an ally, cast a cyclone, you're not completely vulnerable. You have that 5-second cushion for increased dodge and armor, which is pretty cool actually. Terrifying for other classes to fight against, but as a Feral Druid, that's kind of exciting. And then Feral Power increases the damage of Shred by 5%, 10, 15%. Attuned to Nature, increase the healing from Healing Touch by 15, 30, 45%. Wow, that's quite a strong buff. Scent of Blood. Each target hit by your Thrash reduces the energy cost of Swipe by 2 for the next 4 seconds. That's kind of cool. Powerful Bite increases the critical strike damage of Ferocious Bite by 5, 10, 15%. Great, that's all we need. We just got done talking about how strong Ferocious Bite is. I'm curious to see, too, though, how strong it is come Legion. If it will be just as strong or if it'll get tuned down just a little bit. Ashamane's Bite. When you Ferocious Bite a target, the Spirit of Ashamane has a chance to copy a shadowy version of Rake and Rip to your target. Ew. So those are going to stack then on top of your... Those are going to stack on top of your already existing Rake and Rip potentially. This is what I'm getting out of that. Since it's going to be a copy, a shadowy version of it. So you potentially might have double Rake, double Rip, and then, of course, all that. Plus the shadowy version, which is crazy. And again, that all relies around Ferocious Bite. So Ferocious Bite is still going to be your main finisher, it seems, which is totally fine. That's kind of cool. It says approximately 1 procs per minute, which isn't exactly like a long duration either. Like, that's pretty short. 1 minute is kind of a short internal cooldown, so that's kind of crazy. Sorry, I had something in my eye there for a second, and I had to get it out because it was really, really bothering me. And I know that's extremely unprofessional, but you know what? We're just going to have to deal with it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like for Ferals, we're looking at something that's not necessarily all too flashy, just a lot of flat damage buffs. But I like that they are honing in on the bleeds, you know, which again, if they really are going for this class fantasy stuff, which I feel has gotten very muddled, and the term has definitely been overused for sure, and I feel like Blizzard's trying really hard to sell us on this concept, and so if they're going to do that, they need to really follow through on it and be able to deliver on it. And so with what they're proposing here, looking at the Feral Druid Artifact tree, again, just from kind of an outsider's perception, whether or not how this, you know, works well mechanically or not, that's yet to be seen, and I'll let the pro Feral Druids sort all that out. But just from an outsider's perspective looking in, and someone who kind of fools around a little bit on a Feral Druid, since that's what I spec my boosted 100, it seems like they're going in the right direction with it, at least just focusing a lot of this around the bleeds, buffing the bleeds, adding additional bleeds, stuff like that. So, pretty cool. I could see this being a whole lot of fun. Feral Druids have always appealed to me more than Rogues. I don't know what it is about Rogues. I just have the hardest time enjoying them and getting into them. But Feral Druids have always seemed a lot more fun to me. Maybe it's just the toolkit they come with. Maybe it's the idea that you're just a big old cat. You're just raking and tearing into people. I don't know. Just sounds kind of cool. It makes more sense than just applying just standard dots or poisons. Obviously, poisons are a very niche rogue thing. So it makes sense then that Feral Druids would focus more on bleeds. But that's it for this video, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Still shooting for 500 subs come summer, so if you'd like to help me get there, that would be much appreciated. You can follow me and find me on a couple different social media platforms. They're all listed and or linked through here on the video. You can find my Instagram up in the banner, where I post pretty much every day. Things just pretty much anything else going on in my life other than video games. I don't post a whole lot, again, gaming related there, just because I'm not always at my computer, and so it's kind of fun to post other stuff that I'm interested in. So if you'd like to see some of the other stuff I do throughout the day and throughout my life, then feel free to follow there, but follow at your own discretion, of course, because it is my personal account. You can find my Facebook page here specifically for the channel, where I post links to my daily videos there, so you'll be able to keep up to date with what's going on. Also gives you a chance to find another platform to contact me on if you don't really want to contact me or leave comments, anything via YouTube. If you guys have suggestions or requests for videos, I'd love to hear them. So Facebook is an awesome place to do that as well. And then, of course, you can find me on Twitter, where I'm pretty active on there as well. I'm pretty good about getting back to people within a reasonable amount of time. So pick your poison. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.